Do you have deer in your neighborhood? Chances are you do. White-tailed deer are very widespread across the Cleveland metropolitan area, including in inner city parts. White-tailed deer are the only native species of deer that we have in Ohio, and around Cleveland they're easily the largest wild animal that we'll see. Deer are amazing to see, but their abundance can create some hardships across the landscape. They can do damage to homes and gardens through browsing of flowers and scratching of trees and shrubs, and they have a tremendous impact on wildflowers in our natural areas as well. Today, you're going to have a chance, though, to test your knowledge about deer with 10 true or false questions for our deer trivia. Before we get started, though, go ahead and hit those like and subscribe buttons so that you never miss your dose of nature in the city. Let's see what you know. True or false? If you see a baby deer curled up and alone in the woods or in your yard, you should immediately take it to the zoo. False. Baby deer, known as fawns, stay hidden in vegetation for the first month or so of their lives while their mothers search for food. This helps protect them from predators. Don't worry though, the mother deer will be back to take care of its young. It's best to keep your distance and leave that baby deer alone. True or false? Feeding deer will help keep them healthy and safe. False. Feeding deer can make them less healthy, as people food is not as nutritious for them as wild plant food. Feeding deer can also make them lose their fear of people, which can lead to aggressive behavior. Also, in most communities, it is illegal to feed deer. Let deer be wild animals and trust their ability to be resourceful and find food on their own. True or false? Deer in Ohio are more abundant today than they were in the year 1800. True. The deer population in Ohio is estimated to be well over 750,000. In the Cleveland area, deer are overpopulated, which is taking its toll on forest habitat as well as homes and gardens. True or false? Deer are most active at dawn and dusk, which can lead to increased deer vehicle collisions. True. Although they can be seen at any time of day, deer are most active early in the morning or in the evening. Drive carefully. True or false? Deer are vicious and aggressive animals that will attack anything that moves. False, of course. Deer are generally non-aggressive. However, in urban areas with increased interaction with people, some deer are showing signs of aggressive and defensive behavior. We need to be better neighbors to our deer by keeping our distance and avoid feeding our neighborly white-tailed deer. True or false? Deer are close relatives in the same clade as llamas, goats, zebras, giraffes, cows, horses, and others. True. Deer are part of a clade, or taxonomic grouping, of closely related mammals known as ungulates, hoofed mammals. True or false? Male and female deer will mate for life and raise their young together. False. Only the female deer, known as the doe, will raise her young. The male deer, known as a buck, leaves the female before she gives birth. Many find this fact amusing, but this is just how deer do things. It has no relation to the behavior of human beings. True or false? The underside of deer tails are white, which they raise as a warning signal when startled or threatened. True, and this is also why they're called white-tailed deer. True or false? Deer are a deep forest-dwelling species. False. Deer prefer to live on the edges of forests and open fields, or your garden, where there is an abundance of food and few predators. Deer are increasingly common in the inner city areas of Cleveland as well. This is the final question. True or false? The only way to solve the deer overpopulation problem is to reintroduce their predator, wolves, to the Cleveland area. False. While historically gray wolves were the main predator of deer, these animals require large tracts of undeveloped land with few people, and as such, it is not realistic to reintroduce them. Coyotes, the closest relative to wolves in the Cleveland area, can sometimes predate on sickly or small deer, but they are not considered a significant predator. The overpopulation of deer is a complex, landscape-level problem that has no easy fix. Only good human behavior, like protecting our trees and plants with chicken wire, keeping our distance from deer, and not feeding them, will help us coexist with these amazing and resilient animals. Well, how did you do? Did you learn anything new about white-tailed deer? What are you going to do to be a good deer neighbor to white-tailed deer in our region? Let me know in those comments below. And also, while you're at it, if there's other kinds of quizzes and trivia like this one that you want to see, let me know what topics you're interested in, and maybe I'll put together another trivia video. From the residential areas of Cleveland, Ohio, my name is Alex, and I'm your CLE Urban Naturalist.